All right, we're doing more coverage at PAX 2018 in the Unpub room, and I'm here with David Smith of Winsmith Games. How is the con going, man?
It's been going great so far. Thank you very much. We've already had one really good play test today. Yesterday, just enjoyed the PAX Unplugged in the exhibitors hall, and yeah, it's been great.
Well, I know that right now you're showing off Flicked and Furious, but you also have another game packed for the con to show off at Unpub. So what games are you alternating between?
So I'm starting out with Flicked and Furious for this morning. I'm probably going to move to my other tower defense game for this afternoon. It's a two-player asymmetric cooperative game. But right now with Flicked and Furious, I've been doing the play testing first for the racing mode. And right now I've got it set up for the arena mode, which is we have a team deathmatch, we have a capture the flag mode, and we have a King of the Hill mode as well.
That's awesome. And I know that you've been doing Unpubs for a long time. You eat, sleep, play test, repeat. So you are old hat at this whole thing. But it sounds like you are most interested in getting some feedback on the arena mode for Flicked and Furious. What sort of bugs are you trying to work out today?
That's right. The racing mode has been in development for about a year and a half now, and the arena mode has only been about 4 or 5 months. And it's a new mode, so still working out some of the kinks. For example, in the racing mode, you have a defined track, and if you go off the track, which is graphically illustrated, you go off-road, and then you're sent backwards along the track. So you lose progress. In this mode, there's no track. It's more open world. So there's a different feel to the game in terms of how hard you can flick. You have a lot more room for error in an open world map. So the games, you get a flick further, which kind of has a different feel and how it interacts with the power-ups. Being able to shoot missiles now, your targets tend to be a little bit further away from each other. So how you use those power-ups are impacted as well.
Well, I know you're not just a game designer, you're looking to be a publisher. So which of these are you trying to publish first? And are you going the Kickstarter route, or are you just going to go direct to publication?
So I do want to do publication, and I want to say there's another half to Winsmith Games. I'm not the only half, but other half just had their second baby, so they can't be here right now. But we do want to take this to Kickstarter. We have found and also talked with other publishers just to get advice and feedback. I've actually consulted with a professional developer to get professional feedback too. And there are some hurdles with this being a large neoprene mat. It has to be rolled up, so you have to have an abstractly long box to put this game in. And there's some hurdles there, so this is by far further in development, and I would like to publish it first for that reason, because it'll be ready first. But the other game is a smaller box, much simpler game to develop. It would be less risky from a new publisher standpoint to get some traction on it, and to have a smaller Kickstarter goal, to have more people buy in that, okay, they would have more confidence in a publisher to publish something simpler than something that's physically much more difficult. So, yeah.
What I know is that when I saw Flicked and Furious getting played earlier on the traditional mode, it looked so fully developed and ready to actually publish. People were having a blast playing it. It was intuitive, it was smart, and it did what dexterity games at their best can do, which is incorporate mechanics that otherwise aren't really possible without enormously large rule sets. And it just looked like people were having a blast. If you're at all a fan of kart racing games, if you're all a fan of dexterity games, I really think that you should keep your eye on it. Last thing I wanted to check in on is you are definitely someone who likes giving feedback to other developers and designers here in Unpub. Are there any cool games that you've checked out so far at the con that you really want to give a shout out to?
Yes, actually. There was one, Daniel Solis. He's not here this morning, but he's here, I think, tomorrow, and he was here yesterday. He had this game called Flying Taxi. So it's an abstract game, and it was really neat that there were these actual buildings. It had a table presence to it, where there are these different buildings, and they're color-coded, and you're trying to, it's a pick-up and delivery game, and you have these flight paths, and you're trying to go around, but the other players are operating drones on your turn, trying to catch you. And that was a really interesting game. Julio Navarro over there has a game I can't wait to play called Dice Revolution, which is like this fun dexterity timed based like rolling dice through slots and making like dancing combinations. It looks super fun. So
Yeah, we went over and talked to Julio earlier. You could check out some of Julio's stuff, and it is really cool looking. Is there anything else that Winsmith Games has on the horizon that you wanted to mention, or are you just core focusing on these 2 games right now?
these 2 games right now, I've got probably 6 or 7 other prototypes that are in different stages of development or being put on the shelf recently, just as I find issues through the playtesting and the development phase. These are the 2 I might try and get that tower defense out first, just from the issues I just discussed.
And what's the name of that game?
So right now, the working title is either Guardian and Garrisons, which I don't like that much, or had a recent suggestion for one called Under Siege, which was pretty neat.
Good names all around. I know you'll find the right one. So thank you so much for coming on the Cardboard Herald, David, and thank you to everyone at home for watching. Take care, and it's been great, man.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jack. Appreciate it.
If you enjoyed this video, we have all kinds of other reviews, interviews, and recommendations via writing, podcast, and video here on our channel and website cardboardherald.com. Our content is audience supported, so if you want to show your support, please visit our Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Cardboard Herald.